one of the reasons I hate school, I was a fucking top academic kid.
Yeah.
I went to varsity, I did well, I was a top academic. But I hate this fucking bullshit that's peddled out there that if you have an honors and a master's and a PhD, that means like you're a superior human. I think it's bullshit. And I appreciate the fact that when I go and speak to kids, I can be like, you in grade 10, you can podcast like me and make money. Not too good, yeah, but he studied it. I'm like, hey, you know what? With podcasting, that's got fuck all to do with what I studied. You can judge me on my accounting knowledge separately. But to podcast, to make G was saying the other day, I don't think he went to tertiary as well. Trevor Noah didn't go to tertiary. Hey, Baba, life is what you make it. And we appreciate that academically. When we sit in a university and you're like, well, I'm doctor. We're like, okay. But in the streets, uzongitshela ukuthi mina ngingena phi une PhD baba. Kumele ngikuhloniphe ukuthi kodwa le nto soyenza la has got fuck all to do making money ngidla amathenda. Number 2, I get all the honeys. Ngqubula insimbi more than you. I've got a greater personality. You're just good at academic.
And that's where I respect.
That's all. That's the only place I respect you. See, Kolisi can't come into a political debate. Well, I'm a Springbok. So what I think about the GNU, hey. But we'll speak when we get on the rugby field. Not here. But me and you are the same.
But Welsh, he focuses on une PhD. Welsh.
Dr. Susan Walsh. I'm not sure. I can look it up. But anyways, I was making a point. My point was just that I don't like that thing. And it's one of the things I hate about school, that I get into a space, we're all coming to chat, we're speaking about film. Debs is here next to me. And they're like, we've got Debs Akibine, who's in film. Ooh. He'll say a few something. And we've got Penuel. Ooh, he went to Rhodes. And you're like, we came to speak about film. That's the guy, not me. I mean, if you want to ask accounting, sure, and economics. And I hate that school does that, where it makes people come with the, because the other thing I wanted to say about the PhD, and this is one of the other reasons I can't respect any man on planet Earth beyond myself. There's a reason. No. Most people that get PhDs chose them. It's not because they are better.
No, I don't understand.
Most people that have a PhD chose to get a PhD. Most people who don't have a PhD did not choose to pursue a PhD. That does not mean they are incapable. They have the inability. They can't go to tertiary and apply themselves and get their honors and the masters and do a thesis.
Maybe it also means that.
No, it can, but it doesn't automatically mean.
Yeah, it doesn't automatically
I'll use myself as I don't have a PhD because I don't want. So when someone comes, well, I have a PhD, I don't look at them and say, you know the way I wanted a PhD, yes.
But I just didn't make it.
Usia Kolisi can say that. He can be like, hey, look, I'm a Bork. I'm like, fuck. I wanted to be a Spring. Okay, we didn't play the same positions, but I wanted to be a Springbok. I didn't make it. You made it. Yeah. But with some of these other things like Iskele, it's like, no, the reason you're doing that is because of...
I think sometimes you guys can be unfair based on where you're sitting. Yeah. If you are a Debs and you are a successful entrepreneur and you've made it, it's easy for you to look at people that are using the academic route. Or if you are Penuel, who has the academic capabilities and also... But on average, it's better to have an honors degree than not.
Now, I'm just saying country, in the streets. And I'm in academics, you're God.
In the streets, whatever. I'm saying
in the streets.
I'm saying on average in this country.
Okay.
If I take 2 normal boys that have the ability to get into university, the one just can't and the one can, and this one ends up going to go work at Pick and Pay, no offense to anyone. This one who goes and studies BCom, they both have the exact same qualification or the same marks after matric. This one gets a BCom, gets his honors in accounts. He will be better off in the world.
And that's true.
On average.
You talk about his earning capacity and his job opportunities.
He's earning, how he's viewed.
There's high unemployment rate in people who don't have degrees than people who have degrees.
I'm saying, for example...
We're not speaking about the same thing
we might not. We might not be speaking about the same thing. The person who is now working his 9 to 5 at Pick and Pay in Newcastle will be stuck in a certain mindset. This one who does his undergrad at Rhodes and then goes to do his postgrad at Wits, he'll be exposed to different things just because of that. Just from an academic point, he'll not just be exposed to become accounting people, but he'll be exposed to different faculties, different thinking, different processing, purely based on that. So again, it's like two rugby players. The one just unfortunately stays at Newcastle and plays rugby in Newcastle.
But that's not a school thing.
And you know what I'm saying?
I'm hearing what you... Okay, let's use those kids in those examples. The one kid doesn't go to Rhodes and Wits.
Yeah.
They decide to study in Newcastle. They're both in Newcastle. This guy's at Pick and Pay Newcastle. That guy's studying in Newcastle all the way till he gets a master's. That kid during holidays travels around the country. This one doesn't. But now we're speaking exposure.
Now we speak... Yes, I'm saying with exposure in the university. A person with a PhD has been exposed through their PhD journey. It's the same like gym. I'll be exposed and I'll learn things on my gym journey.
Yes.
Even if I go on a hike. Let's say I'm going on a hike. I'll see a dasi, I'll see an imbala, I'll see the different types of trees. I'll be exposed to more than just the hike. That's what I'm trying to explain.
You're saying we have to safely assume that the more academically qualified a person is, by default, there's a high probability that they're more exposed
than the average person.
Yes.
Outside of academia.
Yes.
Oh, I disagree.
But I'm trying to say, Guti, let's take myself. Ne? I'm saying, Guti, just by being in Grahamstown,
I hear exactly what you're saying.
Opened my life.
Never mind school.
Never mind the school.
I fully agree with you.
If I took another person who stayed in Newcastle and worked at Pick and Pay, and then took another person who worked at Pick and Pay in Grahamstown, that mere exposure alone
does a lot. I agree with you.
So I'm trying to say, Guti, the mere fact that you found yourself in a space where people are, the assumption is that they think and process, is going to force you to think and process in a certain way. Just being on a university campus, psychologically, you feel like, and it develops you. Same way, like just being at gym, you just all of a sudden your chest is, whatever. There's an energy about it.
Their gym, they feel like I'm amongst Okhumutso with
busy.
their muscles. Therefore, you're like,
that
aunties that walks every day, you're taking cross.